Okay, going to wait because I'm about a minute early and see who comes in. Um, the topic is going to be self care. I'll get more into that in a moment. Hello. I guess they left. Okay, so I said hello and they didn't say anything. I was just waiting for them to say hi back. Um, I literally just started the stream, so today's talk is how many times a day do you people vacuum up there? I don't understand what you're vacuuming because nobody has carpet in this building. Nobody. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear the vacuuming from upstairs. If you can, I'm sorry. If not, that's good. Um, Hello. I'm going to be talking about self care today. Um, Particularly because I've had to do a lot of it lately. Hi, Wolfie. Ouch. So far, you're the only one here, and that is okay. Um, Normally, I have tea for this segment, but I have water today. I need to be hydrated. So, yeah, self care. Um, Wolfie actually has tea. Yay! Well, at least somebody has tea. Normally, I would, but I need to be hydrated, which is part of my self care lately. So, quite a few of you know, most people probably don't. Um, Lately, I have been having suicidal ideations. Um, that means, thank you, suicidal ideations, which means I think about um, committing suicide. However, I would not actually commit the act. Um, but it does come to mind often. So I have had to take a lot of time. I haven't been posting on YouTube. I have not been, I haven't been on my Facebook page, my Twitter, none of it. I've just kind of removed myself from social media for a while and just kind of tried to take care of myself. Thank you. And basically, what I've been doing is just taking care of myself. Um, you want me to take my cap off? My hair is a damn mess. Whatever. There you go. You saw my crazy hair. Uh, my self care includes, again, kind of staying off social media. I'm leaving the cap on. If you're not here to listen to what I have to say, uh, then maybe you need to go somewhere else because I'm not here to look pretty. Um, you are new, so I'm going to just straight up tell you I am a trans man. I am a married man with a child. Okay. So now that is out of the way. Self care. My self care includes writing myself notes, um, basically just saying what went right that day, basically just keeping a diary. To just kind of remind myself of the good things. I am not sending you my number, dude, and you need to go. I want to remove this person. Okay. Now that that is taken care of, I put them in timeout. I literally just put them in timeout. Wolfie, I'm going to try something. Since you're the only one here, I have made you a moderator. So if they come back after being in timeout, if you're able to, can you just boot them? Because that's kind of bulk. Anyway. Where was I? That is that is like the most I've had one hate comment, and that is the first time anybody has ever like harassed me about taking something off or giving them my number or whatever. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, I write myself notes, just kind of trying to detail the good things that happen during the day, um, as part of self care. Um, I make sure that I eat because being as depressed as I am and having the ideations that I have, it is important for me to eat. There are days where I literally don't feel like eating, but I make myself eat. Even if it's one meal a day, I make myself eat it. Um, I didn't make a I didn't make a list before I got on. I figured this should be like a raw thing, especially since I'm gonna try and make this into like a little series because this is something I'm going through right now. Um, so consider this like part of the first part of the series. Um, Staying hydrated again. It is 12:08 and this is the first thing of water I've had today. It's better than none, which I haven't had any water in a while, so I know I'm dehydrated. I can tell in my voice that I'm dehydrated because I sound crackly as hell right now. Then, um, showering is self care for me at this point. Um, Most people would say, well, that's kind of a routine thing. Well, when you get to such a when you get to a low point, sometimes you don't want to shower. So, showering in and of itself becomes self care. And if I don't feel like showering, I use baby wipes. I will wipe myself down with baby wipes, put on some deodorant, and call it a day, just so that I'm clean, or as clean as I can be using baby wipes. Um, so I do that. Um, I step outside because of the not because of the cold weather and the sun not being out. I know that affects my how I feel. So when it's a even if it's freezing cold like it is today, if the sun is out, like it's kind of out right now, it's like trying to be out. Um, I'll step outside, even if I just sit on my porch for a few minutes, just to kind of soak up the vitamin D and get some fresh air. Hopefully, kind of help my mood a little bit. Um, what else do I do? What else do I do? Art. I will draw. I will write. Um, basically any form of art. Um, even if I've never done it before, I'll try it just to do something with my hands and just, you know, do something because again, when you're this down in the dumps, for lack of a better term, there are days you don't want to do nothing. You just want to lay in bed. I kind of force myself to get up and I do something that I like to do. Most instances that's art. Um, I play with my child as self-care because for me at least, what better way to get myself in a good mood than to be around a kid who's constantly smiling and laughing and being a goofball 24/7. Let's see. Taking my meds is self-care. I will be the first to admit that I don't always take my medicine the way I should, uh, which of course affects my moods. Um, part of it is the fact I don't. Peppers are good too. If my kid isn't here, like right now, he's not here. I would be cuddling my kitties and making them chase the laser, making them chase the red dot. um, yeah, I take my meds. Um, and again, that should be a routine thing. But for me personally, I don't like to take meds. I want to be off my meds. Um, I have nothing against medications. I just part of it is I also have a really bad gag reflex. So even the tiniest pill, it's bad. It's bad. Um, so I really don't like taking pills. Um, partly for that reason, partly because I would rather be off the meds. Um, I don't like medication. So I try to kind of deal with things on my own, which is not the best way to go about it. But again, this is me. I'm being open and honest because that's the best way to be. And I've always said from the very beginning of this channel that I was going to be real. So I'm being real. I don't take my meds like I should. So when I do take my meds, it's self care. Um, I consider it self-care. Uh, Taking naps is self-care for me. Um, I don't take them often, but when I do, they will be like 3 hour, sometimes more. They will basically be I will get up and then 2 hours later I'll go to sleep and it will be like 3 to 5 hours later. Um, so I basically either take a nap or I just sleep at that point at like 5 hours. That's just I fell asleep. I didn't nap. I just went to sleep for however long. And the thing about depression is, even if I do sleep for, 5 hours, um, guess what? When it's time for bed, I can go to sleep again. Um, then there's the opposite, and then I end up being insomniatic and don't sleep for like 3 days. Not fun. So, sleep can be self care, whether it's having a regular sleep schedule or even taking nap when I just need to, when I feel the need. Um, what else do I do? I meditate. I consider that a form of self care. Meditation, um, and just kind of reflecting on. I'm in the insomnia stage right now. Yep, the insomnia stage is a real pain in the butt, because you need to sleep to feel better. It helps you feel better. I apologize if you hear the craziness from upstairs. It sounds like the kid upstairs. um, yeah, the insomnia stage really, really sucks, but um, you can't really hear it. Well, I'm glad. We hear it all the time. So, and always think that maybe like it's like really loud on my computer, but it never is. Um, and I guess the main thing, especially lately, has been talking to people, whether it be my doctor, my therapist, you guys on YouTube, um, my husband, basically anybody who will listen and who will, encourage me to keep going and encourage me to do what I need to do for myself. Um, I do have my therapist on speed dial. He knows how I'm feeling right now. So he's, keeping close tabs on me at this point. Um, but because it's ideations, they're not going to be like, oh, you need to go be put on watch because ideations and are not, they can lead to actually wanting to do it, but ideations are just kind of like thinking about wanting to do it, but not really. You think about it, but in your mind at the same time, you're like, I can't, I don't want to. I don't know if I'm making any sense at this point. Um, so yeah, talking to people and just being as open and honest as I can for me is self care. because I am a person who tends to hold things in. I was raised in a household where you did not show emotion. You did not talk about your feelings. Feelings did not exist in the household I was brought up in. So when I went out into the real world, finally, I was, it was and still is hard for me to be open about how I'm feeling. It's hard for me to be honest about how I'm feeling because part of me says, nobody wants to hear this. Nobody cares. Because that's what I grew up in. Like, my parents didn't care. Or they might have cared, but they couldn't show that they cared. In the case of one parent, then, when I, kind of realized that it is okay to show emotion and it is okay to be honest about what you're feeling. Thank you, Wolfie. Um, it's just, it can be hard for me. So being as open and honest as I can about how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, is self care because it lets others know and other people can check in on me. I gotta get another drink of water because I feel like a fish who is on dry land right now. I haven't actually drank water in like a week. So again, self care, hydrate. But yeah, I mean, basically, that's my regimen, really, and just kind of at this point, because I'm not being full keto right now, um, partially because we don't really have the money to be fully keto because we need the bread products. My kiddo eats things like cereal. We buy more for my child than we do for ourselves. So keto is a little on the back burner. Um, I'm more low carb than anything. But right now, I am giving in to some of my cravings. Um, I will go and get a chocolate bar. Um, that is like not keto friendly. I will eat the pizza. Just to, at this point, it's more just to kind of help give myself energy because I don't feel like eating. I will grab what I see. Um, yeah, probably not the best thing for me to do, but right now, it's not affecting my weight as much. Um, Hi, Tin. I'm talking about what I do for self care right now, um, because it needs to be said that I am going through a rough patch with depression and suicidal ideation. So I feel like I need to talk about things that I'm going through and things that are helping. And I've pretty much said everything I can say about what I personally do. So, what do you guys do for self care? Even if you don't suffer from depression or any kind of mental illness, I think everybody should practice self care. Self care is like, should be at the top of everybody's list, I think. And this person, I hope they get the message and they don't come back. I don't think I could be any clearer by sitting here and stating I am a trans man and I am a married trans man and I'm not giving you my number. Okay. I don't know how clear I can make that. And telling me I'm beautiful as much as, I appreciate the positive comment. Tin, I do go to therapy. In fact, I said earlier that my therapist is aware of how I'm feeling, and I do have him on speed dial. Um, I'm having suicidal ideations, which means I think about think about it, but I will not actually commit to doing it. I won't actually do it, but the thoughts are there and they can turn, which is why I have my therapist on speed dial, as well as my doctor. They, my doctor does not want to up my meds because I am basically on the highest dose that I can be, and everything else that can be prescribed to me does not work. I've tried everything else. So it is kind of a sit and wait game at this point. Well, I shouldn't say game, but it's the sit and wait deal. Um, Mostly avoid it and just let it sit there until I can't avoid it. That is probably not the best way to go, but I'm not going to judge. Um, I encourage you to try not to avoid it. My mental health is slowly getting better. I think part of it is the sun has been out lately. I know that my body does not like to hold on to the vitamin D that it gets from food in the sun. So, especially living in Maine in the wintertime, it gets worse. I'm like looking at the sun, looking at I look at one window and it's like mostly blue sky, and then I look over like behind me to the window that's like to the side and behind me, and it's all clouds. Totally different. Um, but I think just the season has a lot to do with it. There's another thing that um, affects me this time of year. I am not okay with sharing what that is. Um, at least not here on YouTube. I feel like my hat is like crooked. I cannot wait for the sun to come back. But at the same time, I'm also like, I don't want spring to come because then everything I'm allergic to comes back. I have hay fever really bad. So I'm like literally allergic to everything that grows outside. And when people mow their lawns, it's like I can't breathe. I can't smell. I look like I've been up all night crying. It's ridiculous how bad my allergies are. I think my favorite season is autumn. And that's because most of what I'm allergic to dies. It's cooler, so I'm not dying from the heat. And the sun is still out, and the sun is still out. I get enough sun in the autumn time. It snowed here today a little bit, but it didn't pick up. Are there any medications for your allergies? There are a ton of things that I have tried. There are a lot of things on the market, including a shot, and I have tried them all, and nothing works. I've had the shot, didn't work. I've taken medications orally, they don't work. I've tried the nasal sprays, they don't work. The only nasal spray um, that I do use is it helps my sinuses stay clear because what happens is I get buildup, especially on this side of my face, in um, in this sinus cavity. I will get buildup and it will cause me pain all through my jaw. So that nasal spray helps with that. Other than that, it doesn't really help me with allergies. I'm still, I can't take Benadryl doesn't do anything except knock me out, but it doesn't do anything for the allergies themselves. It just makes me go to sleep, which I guess, I mean, if I'm, asleep, I can't suffer through the allergies, but then I'm sleeping and I can't enjoy the day. So really, there's not really anything that helps. My hair is weird today. Oh, another thing that I do for self care is I clean. That sounds weird, but cleaning helps me because I notice for me personally, if things are a total mess or if things are like really unorganized, I get really anxious and I get like really, it affects me. So I clean. Like I started cleaning before the live stream and then I was like, oh, wait, I have a live stream to do today. So I started to clean and I've stopped for now. But when I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to get back to it. Um, I've got all kinds of things to do. I've got to dust. I've got to move some furniture because I think there's toys under the couch. There's just so much for me to do, and I have paperwork that needs to be filled out and paperwork that needs to be organized. And I'm literally just like my head is spinning because of all the things I need to do. Laundry, dishes. Last week, I literally just like cleaned our windows and then cleaned the corner where our Christmas tree goes. So I could put the window clings on the windows and put the Christmas tree up in the corner where it goes. That was our That's our Christmas decorations. That's all I did last week, just so I could put up the Christmas stuff because I wanted to put up the Christmas stuff. Even though we actually, well, this year we're celebrating Christmas because, well, my kid wants to. He's 3 years old and he understands the concept of Santa and presents and Christmas this and Christmas that. Well, I'm we are still going to celebrate what we celebrate. We celebrate Yule, which is on the 21st, and we're going to also celebrate Christmas for my son's sake. We're going to teach him about Yule and maybe give him a present on Yule, but we'll save the majority of the few presents that we have for him for Christmas because that's what he's most excited about. Excuse me. Luckily, I don't have any allergies, but I can't even imagine how badly it can make you feel. What are the symptoms you get? My allergies include Yule. Here, I'll even type it so you can see how it's spelled too. Yule. It is the pagan winter solstice. That might be my kiddo coming home. Um, I apologize. Oh my goodness. I apologize if my pronunciation is kind of wonky. My mouth is really dry and I'm just having trouble talking today, just in general. So. In fact, Tin, I was thinking about doing a video about Yule because it is something that I celebrate. So I figured I would, maybe educate people about, you know, what I happen to do. Um, that's a great idea. All right, well, I'll do that. I will. Today's what? Today's the 15th, so I have some time uh, to plan that and get it out onto the web. Yeah, I also have to re-download Windows Movie Maker because I had to reset my computer to factory setting. So I no longer have it, which is why the few videos that I've done recently that are not lives don't have my intros, which really stinks. But hey, it is what it is. And then I've heard quite a few people do that. It's like a therapy plus it's a workout. Healthy body for physical and mental health. Yeah. Oh, another thing I do, of course, is work out. Well, I try to work out. I've worked out one day this week. I worked out one day this week, which is more than what I have been for the last several weeks. Which is also probably why my weight has kind of just been sitting as it has. I think if I can get back into a regimen, I think that my weight will drop, even if it's just by a pound. The good news about that is that my body hasn't changed all that much. My measurements are kinda sitting at the same. Um, some of my measurements have gone down, some have gone up, so it's fluctuating a little. Um, I think if I can get back to being as close to keto as I can, um, I might feel a lot better than what I do mentally and physically. Um, but again, that also depends on, our funds. Haven't had a workout in a few months apart from PE. I'm horrible, but it helps with mental health by reducing toxins through sweating. I hated physical education. I hated it in school because they expected you to be able to do, you know, you were supposed to be able to run a mile in so long. And you were supposed, like in elementary school, they expected you to be able to climb a rope. I never climbed the rope. I could never run the mile in however long they wanted me to run it because I couldn't run because I was a big kid. I've always been big. Um, but what's funny is even though I couldn't run the mile as fast as they expected me to, I still outran a lot of uh the athletic people, including like the big football players with the long legs. I'm only 5 foot and everything on my body is short. My legs are short, my arms are short. Everything on I'm tiny except for wide. I'm wide, but I'm short. But I could still outrun them. I couldn't make the time, but I could outrun them. Go figure. How did that work? I couldn't they could somehow I could outrun them, but they could get they could make they could do the mile in however long, but I couldn't. I don't know. It worked out weird. I think what it was I was able to like sprint faster maybe, or my asthma probably kept me from it because I would slow down. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not taking pee, so I'm no better. I'm wondering if I've been mulling this around for months because I don't really have like a camera to set up at different angles. I just have my phone and I have my computer, and I'm not sure how I could do it, but I would like to be able to like record myself working out. Just do like a little video montage, quick little video montage, and be like, hey, I did it. Maybe that would motivate me more, and maybe it would motivate you guys more if, that was something you wanted. If you wanted the motivation to work out or whatever. I'm asking you guys because if you guys don't want to sit there and watch me work out, I mean, otherwise, I just, upload my sweaty selfie on Instagram and be like, I did it. Look at me. I'm dying, but I did it. Like, I'm actually going to go into Instagram now and see when the last post I made was. Do, do, do. I actually need to change that. Okay, so November 14th. So I actually didn't post the most recent swell fee. Um, November 14th. And that was like my total reboot. I did a total reboot then, and I'm doing another. Uh, yeah. Now I'm doing another reboot, and went, I only did one day this week. But again, one day in the week is better than not doing it at all. Um, so I consider myself to be on the right track right now because I did do something other than, I walk to my volunteer job. I work my butt off at my volunteer job. What I basically do at my volunteer job is I put clothing in dryers, take them out of the dryers, sort through it, hang it up, and then anything that's trash, I take out to the dumpster. I took 7 full big black trash bags of stuff out to the dumpster on Friday. And that stuff is heavy. So I did a lot of lifting and, and walking, and I'm on my feet. So I went to check my height and feet. My phone is so slow. So I'm 6 foot 25, 6 feet and 25 inches. You are tall. You are tall. And you're still young. 2.5 inches. I had a friend who was 6 foot 7 inches. He was tall. And what's great is I can keep up with all the tall people in my life because I've always had to. My little 5 foot butt kept up with all the 6 foot people. I learned to keep up. So even though my legs are short and my stride isn't that long, I've learned to pick up the pace so that I can keep up. I look funny doing it, but hey, I can keep up with tall people. I love my tall friends, by the way. I am 5 foot even, and then my hubby is 5 feet 3 inches. So he's not much taller than I am, but we also both have like average and some tall people in our families. So maybe our kid will end up like going through a major growth spurt. Right now, it looks like he's going to be a very short person. He's going to be short. Um, Doctor says he's tiny for his age, but he's very well proportioned. So that's good. I'm sitting on my couch, so I'm like in like not the most comfortable position. Hey Merlin, come here. Come here. I just woke up my cat. Come here. I'm getting death glares. Come here, Merlin. Please. Fine. The heck with you then. Trying to get my kitty to come over here and he just give me the death glare. Like, no, I am staying right here. I was sleeping until you called my name. Come here, Merlin. 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 Come here and let me love you. Fine. I'm a crazy cat person. If you haven't figured that out yet. Um, but yeah, I mean I'm just keeping my head above water as best I can right now. And self-care is helping me do that. Self-care has definitely helped me do that. Um, and I can't wait for this house to be clean again. Um, I do the majority of the cleaning because I like to clean. Um, hubby does help. Most of the time, hubby does all the dishes because I don't want. um, I don't want to do the dishes. I don't like doing dishes. That's like my least favorite chore. So he will do that, and then like I will do everything else. Unless I can't because my back says screw you. The shortest person in your class is 5'3". They're the same height as my hubby. Excuse me? My hair is like, nope, I don't want to hide. Get in there. No. Wolfie, are you still here? I'm just curious. Because it says, oh no, it says two people now. The average for a man is 6 feet. I think the average here is like five, anywhere between like 5'9" and 6 foot is like the average, is considered average. And then the rest of us are just short. I'm hobbit sized. I'm a hobbit. Okay, you are here because it was saying that there was only one person, and maybe it took a minute for it to register that there were two people. I was like, oh wait, no, there's two people here. Let me fix that. YouTube is weird. YouTube is weird and Tumblr is falling apart. Mm. Oh, this week I have a plan. Whether I'm actually going to go through with this plan this week or not, I don't know. We will see um, how I'm feeling, but I do at least have a plan. My plan is Wolfie. I don't know how much of my channel you've like gone back and watched or looked at. Um, I know Tin has been with me for a while, so my Oracle card videos that I was doing once a week. Um, I'm going to be removing those, and here's why. I'm going to be taking that concept and putting it onto a different channel that that is going to be part basically my business YouTube. So I will be doing tarot card readings and oracle card readings and doing healing videos using my Tibetan singing bowl and just educating on Reiki and different things of that nature that have to do with my business because I want to get my business off the ground. Okay, so that was weird. So, Tin, your message that just went through, um, asking me to tell you guys about when the channel is up, so you can subscribe. YouTube was like, "This is being held for review." It's like, why? Um, I don't know why it was being held for review, but it was. But I fixed it. It's not being held for review because it's right there now. So yeah, that was weird. Yes, I will make a video announcement here about the new channel when it's up. Again, this week I would like to do it. What I'm probably going to do is get the channel made and then put out some videos and then be like, "Hey, it's up and running." Because that way you guys will have content to look at when you get there. Um, but yeah, I want to get my business going because Facebook alone is not working well for me. Um, and the fact that, I've had multiple issues with my health has not helped either. Um, but I'm getting desperate because government assistance is not going to last forever. And I don't want to be on government assistance anyway. So I want my business to be successful so I don't have to depend on them to help keep my family floating. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And I already have the Facebook page for my business. Um, do you guys want that link, by the way? If you do, I can see if that messes things up. Okay. Hopefully I'm still like in the chat. So I'm like switching between windows. Okay, so maybe if I do this. Okay. You guys still okay. Is it still working? Is it still working? I think it is. Because what I'm doing, and I'm sorry about the not. Apparently, I can't spell. Trying to get into my Facebook page. Stop it. There we go. Okay. Because I'm going to preemptively share this with you guys. So that you can okay, there we go. That is the Facebook link to my business. Excited for you, gonna be the first subscriber. Not if I beat you being the first. Aw, you guys. You're silly. Thank you. But yeah, that is the Facebook page. And that gives you the prices. I haven't been on there in a while, so I kind of need to start posting on there again. Um, and what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to kind of revamp things. I'm going to start using Zoom so I can do video conferences with clients to do the Reiki and the readings. And I take PayPal right now. It's the only thing that I can take right now until I can like really get going as an actual business. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, you can. And then the YouTube channel will be announced when it's up and running. Again, I'm probably going to do a few videos before I do that, just so you guys have content to look at. Um, and eventually, I would like to like sell items, um, whether it be jewelry or like spell components, or I don't know. So that's the plan, and hopefully it works. Um, okay, so I see hubby coming up the stairs, and I have been on here for just a little over an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits on this live stream. Tin, thank you for coming. Wolfie, thank you for coming. And thank you, Wolfie, for being my wrench today and dealing with that person that was being a pain. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day. And even though this technically wasn't a health video, I'm going to say it anyway. Whatever it is you're doing, just keep going. Love you guys.